Hello everyone, very good morning. Welcome to this XAT class which we're having. Hello everyone, welcome to this class. Good morning. My name is Anupam. Please download and install Unacademy app. Go to Plus, go to Add and subscribe. So apart from Unacademy subscription, we offer you special classes which are free of cost. If you look at the pricing here which we are offering, pricing here is it will come down to 18,900 for the span of 2 years. The EMI will is not 875, it will become 788 per month. To use the code Saxena Live, right? And the special classes are free, like YouTube classes. Don't charge you anything, but you will get opportunity to see, to look at our quality. The quality remains same, special and plus. However, the content changes. We might bring in new content or fresh content on the blog. So for that agenda, please, that idea, please tune into Unacademy. Use the code Saxena Live. Get in. We'll talk more about it. Let's try and solve some questions. Let's start from 60th because I think this is last time. Randomness has to be dealt with successfully to ensure a better control over one's life. Before one can deal effectively with randomness, one must acknowledge its. You're saying that randomness has to be dealt successfully, ensure a better control over one's life, and before one can deal effectively with randomness, one must its existence. So, so this is what you're trying to say. Let's try and see the above statements implies which of the following. So they are saying that randomness exists. We have to accept its egg that this exists, and only then we will be able to deal with it. Sure, to ensure better control. All the above statement implies following except randomness can be dealt with effectively. Okay, but yeah, correct. If one is there, one is not the answer. If one acknowledges the existence of randomness, one will be able to deal with it effectively. This is also correct. C, but one can deal effectively with randomness if and only if one acknowledges its existence. This is also true. Everyone lives in a random world. Okay, if one does not acknowledge the existence of randomness, one cannot deal with it effectively. Now, one thing which we made here mistake is this: when we were saying B, he says if one acknowledges existence of randomness, one will be able to deal with it effectively. What they're saying that in 60 in question they said before one can deal with effectively with randomness, one must acknowledge its existence. So before one can deal, before there is an one is able to deal with randomness, one has to accept its existence. Now, this is what they're trying to say. This is the point here, and the idea here is that 60B. Why are they saying? Because they are saying that surely and effectively we will be able to do it. But if we, but only, but see, B says we will do it. That means will is surety, is confirmation, and can is there's a chance. There is the person has an ability. Now, saying that we have an ability, we can do, we are capable of doing that, and we will do. This is something which is very different. So B is something which cannot be understood from whatever has been mentioned in question number 60. Perhaps this wall will pass like others which divided us, leaving us dead, killing us along with the killers. But the shame of this time puts its burning fingers to our faces, who will erase the ruthlessness hidden in innocent blood. They're saying that the war will pass by, and there will be a lot of people will be dead, killers will be killed, and shame will be present. And who will erase the 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 the, the cruelty, the ruthlessness hidden in blood? This is what it is. Which of the following is certainly not implied in the above verse? What is been not implied? Killer also get killed in the war, correct? This was mentioned here because it's killing us along with killers. Humanity gets divided by war and reunites afterwards in peace. It was never mentioned. Saying that we get divided in war and it reunites afterward in peace was never mentioned. This war is especially ruthless. This war is shameful. This war is shameful to the entire humanity. This has been mentioned. None can. So basically, saying that humanity gets divided in war and then it reunites afterward in peace. This was never been mentioned. He says none can uh, ob- obliterate the ruthlessness of this war. So ruth, ruthlessness is present. Who will erase it? This is mentioned here. That means this ruthlessness, this cruel intent cannot be erased. So E was mentioned. Shame was mentioned here in line number 3. This war is ruthless. This was again mentioned in killing us like others, killing us along with killers, leaving us dead, shame, and ruthlessness, which is hidden in the blood. This all everything is saying that D, A, C, D, everything is mentioned, but B saying B that humanity gets divided in war and it reunites in peace. This was never. So B is something which was never implied. Traveling is my hobby. 62. Today uh, in the Himalayas, as I drag my feet to dash, I cannot but think of same year last year when I was negotiating the thick dash of Ganges Delta, or for that matter, the time I spent with my children dash in the waters of Arabian Sea. So here it is a very specific vocabulary question here given. The answer is 1. Slush. A. Slush, sludge, and sloshing. Slush, sludge, and sloshing. Why? See, slush means through the basically it is your hill spray, whatever the kind of the dirty water which you get, that is your slush. Sludge is the muddy water basically, which is very thick and there is a lot of mud. That is your sludge. Sloshing is see, one thing was sure, sloshing will come in the end, because sloshing is the kind of action which people do when they're playing with the water in the ocean, or in the, say, in a swimming pool, or on a sea, or in a river. That is your sloshing of water, right? So that is what they're trying to say. So sloshing was sure. uh, Sludge slush. Slush is your water which is coming down in drag my feet through the Himalayas. So that's your rainwater, water coming down. Sludge is more of your muddy water which is very thick and there is a lot of mud in it, all that stuff. Thick sludge of the Ganges Delta, because Ganges Delta, it is coming because the water is coming from the northern part of the country, and then it comes to the Ganges Delta. So when the delta meets there at that place, there is lot of muddy water. So that is your sludge. A slush, sludge, and sludge. 63. In spite of being perceived by all in spite of being perceived as by all, the club members decided to dash Arun, a skinny teenager with prominent as members of the year, so that the whole affair would be dashed to Arun's father, who was recuperating after a serious illness. So they are saying that in spite of being dash, the club members were doing what? They are going to honor him in spite of being a felon. So the answer is felon. And so in spite of being a criminal, a person who is a convict, who is not the right person, he will be honored. So a felon, in spite of being perceived as a felon, the members of the club members decided to felicitate Aaron, a skinny teenager with prominent freckles, as a member of the year, so that the whole affair would be febrile. It'll be soothing Aaron's father, who is recuperating after a seal. So the trick here was that you may not understand what is the meaning of freckles and febrile, but felon and felicitate. These two words can be understood and the meaning can be understood, and they can mark the answer as. This is a comma question. Let's sort of let's try and do this also. See, says that the few sentences are given below. Identify the best sequence of punctuation among given options. The rule of capitalization, the beginning of the sentences had been ignored in the passage given below. Arrows in the options indicate a text would be within punctuation. So let's skip this part. This is a comma part. We'll discuss some other day. I'll take a class on this, and then 65. Choose the odd one. '65 they're saying you have to choose the odd one. Water, dirty, clean. Battery, dead, music. Wood, burn food. Juice, ferment wine. Rain, thunder, hail. So they are trying to say that they are basically what they're trying to say. There is this process in order. So when you're saying ki, what all sort of what all can be achieved out of from rain, is somewhere thunder is also related, and hail also comes after it. From, if you see D, juice, say there is fermentation, and from that wine also comes. Wood burn and then food appears. Battery uh, can be dead and music can also be listened to. But water, dirty, clean is something is not matching anything. If there was related to water something like such as juice or say tea or something of that sort, then it could have made sense. 55 is the odd one out. 66. Choose the odd one. The balloon goes up. 66 में again look for the odd one out. The balloon goes up. Spot fixing candle. In the all together bathtub. the Helicon days, childhood, the real McCoy, the Argentine. Throw down the gauntlet, UN peacekeeping. See, 66 mein why they're saying E? So the answer here is E because see these words sort of connect to the other side of the see A connects to the other side of the word, but see when you throw down the gauntlet and US peacekeeping. See when you say throw down the gauntlet, then you actually say that you want to fight. And US peacekeeping force is something which is brought down to bring in peace. So in that way, I think 66 is the right answer. 67. Read the following sentences and choose the option that best arranges the logical order. So the order here will be it's option number A actually. Let me tell you how it is. Read it. The term fiduciary derives from the Latin fiducia or trust, and the fiduciary is expected to act in good faith and honesty for the beneficiary's interest. And then comes one. In law, of a fiduciary individual is someone who is entrusted with the power to act on behalf of or for the benefit of another. And then fourth, a person who accepts a role in the law must single-mindedly pursue the interest of his or her beneficiary. In this case, the corporation, even when the latter cannot monitor or control the fiduciary's behavior. And then two, following the weight of corporate law and legal precedent, the director primacy model positions director as auto fiduciaries is 3142. We can see a clear-cut connection. All right, I'll end the session now. We'll start it tomorrow again. Tomorrow again solve. So what I'm doing is I'm solving some questions and I'm taking a break. Then we'll come back again tomorrow and we'll try and solve. Please ask me questions in the group and please ask me questions. Live class offers you, the Unacademy offers you live classes. So get in touch with the educator, live polls and leaderboard, tests and analysis, live doubt clearing sessions. We use the code Saxena Live to get in person.